Good afternoon, fellow YouTubers. What the fuck is up? So in this chillin live stream, I have a gender rant and a new drink combo. What is up, punk rock? How you cool cobras doing? What the fuck is up? Yeah, exactly. Well, if you don't want to listen to the rant, I'll give you a heads up before I start the rant so you can kind of just tune out. So earlier, I did a review for Little Caesar's Cheeser Pizza, and check that out when it uploads. Got that uploading right now. And then before I make my drink combo, we gotta empty the cup of the Mountain Dew that's in here. New year, new apartment. Hell fucking yeah. I love living up here a lot more than my old place. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the worst memories I had at my old place was getting swatted. And, you know, it is what it is, though. I will call that person back when I can. I'm in the middle of a stream. I try not to use the phone when I'm on stream just because it's kind of rude to my viewers. They don't want to watch me talk on a phone. Yes.
Hi, my name is Chloe Roma, and I've spent the last year building my name on social media as a men's rights advocate.
Okay, so Chloe, Miss Roma Army herself, is a men's rights activist. I consider myself to be a gender equality activist. I don't just fight for men's rights, I also fight for women's rights. But the problem with our society is that women are given so much shit for fighting for men's rights. Men are laughed at for wanting their rights. And Chloe here made a video that says she is a female men's rights activist and society hates her for it. Yeah, society hates Chloe for being a men's rights activist, and it's so fucking stupid. So, while we got the stuff we got for the drink combo chilling in the fridge for a second, I want to hear what Chloe has to say.
I'm here today to share with you everything the society has done in the last year and is continuing to do to try to prevent me from advocating for men. This story is way too long, so I'm going to make this very brief. Although this last year as the men's rights advocate has been absolutely incredible, I've gotten to reach millions and millions of people, and I've got to connect with so many of my fans and hear their personal stories. It has also caused a living hell and turmoil in my own personal life. Because I am a men's rights advocate, I am probably the most censored advocate on social media. I have lost a total of 9 TikTok accounts, 2 Instagram accounts, and I've been permanently banned from Facebook.
What? 9 TikTok accounts, 2 Facebook. Wait, what? That's crazy, dude. So Roma Army, because Chloe sticks up for men's rights, she's lost 9 TikTok accounts, 2 Instagram accounts, and she is permanently banned from Facebook. Talk about censorship. Now, the next thing I'm going to say, YouTube, is that to a degree, yes, men will get crap for women's rights. They get told, you're just being a little ass kiss. You don't care. You're just trying to get some pussy. But when it comes to this issue, women get it way worse, than men do. If women try to support men's rights, they get told to shut up and you're weak and blah, blah, blah.
A group of very determined women from across Canada and the US spent their year creating false allegations about me, false narratives, attempting to get my child taken away and put it into social services, as well as releasing my address to the public and giving them step-by-step instructions on how to get here, knowing that I live in the same city as the father of my kid, who tried to kill me with a metal baton nearing 3 years ago. The allegations that I face from this year alone include me from...
This is another reason why, YouTube, it's another reason why I've had a different perspective on my dry spell. Like nearly 3 years ago, Chloe's now ex-baby daddy tried to kill her with a metal baton. Like if you follow Chloe on YouTube, you watched a couple of her videos, then you know she was in a very, very abusive relationship. And the fact that she could still proudly fight for men's rights despite being with, in my opinion, one of the biggest pieces of shits ever to exist, you know what I'm saying? It's admirable to say the least. Like, Chloe's baby daddy is a piece of shit. Actually, calling him a piece of shit is a little too nice. This guy is just human scum, dude. Like, you hear Chloe's survival story, and it's pretty heartbreaking, dude, to know that there are people out there who treat others like this. And when you see, and that's just it, like, even with Sydney Watson was raped by a couple different men, and she still fights for men's rights, too. So it's really admirable when you see women who go through these things and then they say, you know what, not all men are like that, and they continue to fight for men's rights. So I appreciate what Chloe does. I appreciate what Sydney Watson does in that respect, But holy crap, nearing 3 years to the day when he did it. That, there are people out there who are being abused in their relationships. There are people out there who are in domestic, violent, abusive relationships. There are people out there who have never even had their first kiss, their first girlfriend, their first whatever, And there are people out there who are losing their other half due to old age, freak accidents, etc. Could you imagine being a mother with like 3 to 4 kids, and you know, your husband gets into a car crash and dies and leaves you with all the kids and all the bills. That kind of thing, unfortunately, happens all the time, and it's sad, dude. You know, you look at Alexei Leiho from Children of Sodom. You know, he left behind his wife and their kids, and it's like when you start thinking about you know how bad it could be, all of a sudden I feel like a piece of shit for complaining about my dry spell, to be honest. And spending less time being depressed about that and more time focused on changing the way society treats dating and treats women and men. Honestly, it's helping with the dry spell, dude.
Threatening to beat people up, threatening to burn people's houses down, stalking, abusing my child, sexually exploiting my child, giving her drugs, the accusation that my suicide attempt was actually a drug overdose, allegations of me sending videos and pictures of myself nude to minors, allegations of me traveling to other countries to sleep with minors, even though I don't have a passport, allegations of tax fraud, of charity fraud. The list just goes on.
Okay, so because Chloe decides to fight for men's rights, people attack her for it. They've doxed her address. They've thrown several allegations at her that were simply not true. And it's pathetic. And could women even begin to imagine what that's like? Could you imagine, ladies, for just 1 second, okay, to a degree that does kind of happen. Could you imagine, ladies, if men got attacked for women's rights and supporting them? Or, you know, what if, you know what I'm saying? Could you imagine if women got attacked for supporting rights for other women, including themselves? Oh, wait. The problem with this YouTube is that, you know, women and men are being attacked for supporting men's rights, therefore creating this victimization of women, and it's deplorable. You know, you create this victimhood mentality with men when you do this crap. And if men start feeling oppressed, then they no longer trust women. They no longer trust our society. So men just start going on their own and saying, hey, you know, have fun with that. Basically the female equivalent of, I don't need a man in my life kind of thing, right? Yeah. Fuck, dude.
They've composited the majority of these allegations into a petition that they put online about a year ago. In that petition, they claim to have evidence for all of these claims. But yet when my fans reached out, when my PR reached out, when I reached out personally, they will never show evidence. Whenever someone asks for evidence, they always go to this person's video. But they never have it. Because guess what? None of these things ever happened.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to have all these allegations and accuse people, but then have no evidence to back it up. And I'm like, you know, this is why. And then she said something in this video that we'll get to in a minute.
Can't forget my car. They also vandalized my car.
They straight up vandalized her car because she supports men's rights. Like, it's exhausting living in the society we live in anymore, dude. It gets to a point where I'm like, where's the weed at? I need to hit this shit real quick because y'all motherfuckers are crazy. Wait, what if they were like trying to support women's rights, and what if their car got vandalized for being a feminist? You wouldn't like it. So why do it to Chloe? That's the biggest question you have to ask yourself is if you wouldn't like it done to you, why do it to someone else?
But what am I on here specifically to talk about today? The allegation that I'm currently facing, which is that I'm a child groomer. This allegation is pushed across all of my social medias, and I need to address it. The saddest thing to me about this is that these allegations didn't stem from there being messages in between me and a minor, videos in between me and a minor. I've never been inappropriate with a minor. These allegations are stemming from the fact that I have a good chunk of following that are young men, that are minors, who are men. And if you look at the definition of grooming, it's building an emotional, it's building a connection, a relationship of trust with a minor so that you can abuse and manipulate them. There's no evidence of that, but no mind. People are still believing it.
Well, and that's just it. Chloe's being accused of grooming minors. Okay, when the majority of men that follow her are underage boys, that's just a coincidence, dude. And could you blame them? I mean, boys today growing up are being told it's all their gender's fault and that boys are just the worst. And nothing they do is ever good enough. You know, if you can't be Mr. Strong, silent type that fixes everything, then you're useless in society, kind of thing. And then for a lot of boys, when they see women like Chloe come out of the woodwork and say, hey, you know what? I'm here to fight for your rights. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way women feel to a degree when they see a decent guy who gives a fuck about women and wants to help fight for gender equality. This guy right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, finally, somebody who cares.
People are still DMing me. People are still emailing my support team without even realizing that these allegations are not stemming from any sort of evidence, but only simply from the fact that society does not want women to advocate for men. Here are the TikTok accounts of the women.
You heard that right. Society does not want women to advocate for men. Yet, society expects us to advocate for women. Doesn't work like that. I don't care who this video pisses off. It's the fucking truth. You can't sit there and expect men to advocate for women and women to go around screaming gender equality and give me rights. But if we're not allowed to advocate for men's rights, then we shouldn't be allowed to advocate for the other side's rights. That's called gender equality. But if women have no rights and men have no rights, then it's a dictatorship and nobody wants that. So I tend to think, YouTube, that we should be allowed to advocate for each other's rights. If men are advocating for not only their rights, but for women's rights, and women are advocating not only for their rights, but for men's rights, you know, we have this big support team. It's called teamwork, okay? That's the key word, teamwork, okay? And, you know, we can change things, but it's not going to happen overnight with just one person. It's going to have to be a group effort here.
And who have dedicated the last year of their lives to filling up their pages about false information and false allegations about me. It is not that hard to just go to their page and see for yourself. These women have dedicated the majority of their accounts to what they call calling me out, but what I call baiting people for attention. This girl, however, didn't just only go after me, she went after every single possible person that was in my life.
Holy shit. So you're telling me that she not only went after you, Chloe, but that chick you talked about literally went after everyone in your life? That's a bit excessive, bro. I mean, here's the thing of it, YouTube. If you disagree with someone, that's fine. You know, you're allowed to have an opinion, you know. If you disagree with someone, that's fine. But if the opinion that someone has spoken has got you so triggered, you're harassing everyone in their life. I tend to think that secretly you know that maybe that person is right and you can't handle being wrong for a change. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, who does that shit? And the only reason women are attacking Chloe for being a men's rights activist supporter is because women are told by society to shut up, be a victim, feel sorry for yourself, take advantage of the system, and then play victim when you get caught. And for some women, it works. There are some women who get off on that shit. And that's the kind of crap that makes women in general look bad. I'm just saying.
The queen of it all, though, her, Amanda Moore, the one who called the police on me this summer and ended up getting investigated herself. This woman has carried through with the most allegations about me and my child. And this is the woman who, her TikTok, posted step-by-step instructions on how to get to my home.
Wow. So Renee Taylor doxed you, basically. That's fucked, dude. That is just 10 degrees fucked. And here's the thing of it. If you don't like Roma Army, you don't like her videos, what she says, if you don't agree with her, wouldn't it be easier just to ignore her? I don't understand what compels people to be like, to obsess over people like this. It's not healthy, dude. We'll grab ourselves one of these. 21 and over. And you cannot expect society and men to advocate for women's rights if you're not allowed, I'll say it again, if you're not allowed to advocate for men's rights. It doesn't work like that. You can't take and then expect people to give without giving back. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. And shocker, what do you think's going to happen when you tell women you can't advocate for men's rights because you're a weak bitch? Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kicker of it. Like, if men were to tell women that same thing, that you can't advocate for men's rights because you're not a man, you know what they would say? You're a sexist.
And made best friends with the people who attempted to kill me. The type of careless and just hurtful actions that they've made over the last year are the type of actions that get someone either seriously injured or killed. Do these women care that maybe releasing my dress puts my life at risk? No. Do these women care that maybe convincing the father of my kid that I'm abusing and feeding his 3-year-old drugs, do they care that that's dangerous and putting my life at risk? Do they care that he already attempted to kill me once? So maybe letting his best friends know where I live might not be a very smart thing to do? No, they don't care. You know why they don't care? Because I'm speaking about men's issues. If I was speaking about women's issues, if my page was built on how awful it was to be a woman, they would be right there supporting me. And
exactly. You think that drink combo's chilled out enough, YouTube? Exactly, Chloe. 1 second. Hold up, YouTube. Hold the flipping phone, Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, that bottle's cold enough for my take. You know, that's just it, dude. Like, Chloe is a mother with a kid. Do they ever stop and think? Do these chicks ever stop and think? Or these people harassing Chloe, do they ever stop and think, you know, she's got a kid. She's trying to be a good mom. And us harassing her is making that difficult. Gee, I wouldn't like it if people were doing it to me. We got some Di Serono original since 1525, the world's favorite Italian liqueur. A liqueur produced by Ilva Serrano. Serrano, yeah, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. 28% alcohol in volume. Yes. I had to do it just like the commercials. Just like the commercials. They were like Di Serono on the rocks. And then you see them do that number right there. Okay. Oh, me, that smells good. It smells like cherries. Before we mix it with our drink, we're going to do a little bit more. There we go. We're going to do a shot, YouTube. We'll try it, a shot of it straight, see how it do. Cheers. That kind of tastes like Admiral Nelson's cherry spiced rum. Very similar to it. All right. There we go. That's enough. Exactly, Roma Army. Fucking preach it, girl. If you were on your fucking YouTube page whining about how hard it is to be a woman, how women have it so rough in our society, boo-hoo, those women that attacked you on social media would be right behind you saying, yeah. And that's what gets me about women, dude. It's like you'll sit there and bitch because you're tired of society treating women like a victim. Yet, when it comes to ending the stereotypes and fighting victimhood and victim shaming and all this other crap, you completely do a fucking 180 and you know what I'm saying? And I'm tired of it too. You know, I'm tired of women being seen as weak in our society or as victims. So they stand up for their rights. They fight for men's rights. They fight for female rights, and they show the world that they are strong, independent, and there's nothing that can stop them. Now, what are we mixing with our Di Serono? We got some cherry Dr. Pepper. I imagine that'll taste pretty good. A little bit of cherry on cherry. All right, let's see here. Pour it. Potions class is in session. All right. Okay, let's give it a stir with our trusty wand. All right. 1 second, YouTube. Oh, wait. Let's see how this drink combo do. Fuck me, that's tasty. Now, if you drink Di Serono, do you think that's sacrilegious, or would you try it? Let me know. But as far as I'm concerned, Di Serono and cherry Dr. Pepper, yeah, dude, that's fire. That is straight fire, dude.
Their pitchforks would be up for anybody who had something to say. Society doesn't want men speaking for their issues. We see what happens when they do. They get called misogynistic, they get screamed at about patriarchy, about privilege, and nobody even takes a second to realize that the majority of the suicide rate is men.
Oh, and every time Roma Army speaks the truth, take a shot. Exactly. Society does not want men speaking up for their issues. Nope. Which leads me to think that it's been like this for forever. Women and men were told, shut up, don't speak about your issues, know your place in society. And women were the first gender to say, you know what, fuck that. We're not going to put up with that shit. But now when men try to do that crap, we get called misogynistic. We get told, you're just mansplaining. You're a raging sexist. Okay, if feminism is female equality based off of gender equality, then you cannot call it gender equality if men are not allowed to speak up on their issues. Now, when I say men should be allowed to speak for their issues, that doesn't mean they have the right to be a raging cockhead about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're being a raging asshole while speaking about your issues, your argument completely loses credibility. You can have a bunch of women screaming about women's rights, but as soon as they start getting radical with it, people immediately lose sight of whatever the fuck they're bitching about, and then it just turns into a thing where it's like your issue goes unheard because people are more focused on how radical you are.
Men take up a good chunk of domestic violence. Like, no one stops to think about that. Nobody cares. So the women who want to advocate for men,
okay, so the fact that, oh yeah, men are the ones that take up a good chunk of domestic violence. Yeah. If I ever hear a woman say that, if I ever hear a woman say men take up domestic violence more than women, you know what I'm going to say? Get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. And if that pisses her off and she starts calling me a sexist and not all women are like that, blah, 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 I'm going to be like, well, now you know how I feel. As a man, I get so tired of the gender-based stereotypes. And the thing of it is, this is why I have mad respect for women, because it's the right thing to do. And because a lot of the crap men go through, women go through too. The idea of you have to have the perfect body, and we're told how to style our hair, how much hair, not enough hair, too much hair. We're being judged by the cars we drive, by the purses we carry, or how we talk, our mannerisms or speech. Humans are very judgmental towards each other and then bitch about being judged. It's like,
we think to ourselves, well, maybe we'll have a better shot. But you know why you don't see a lot of women advocating for men? Because women make our lives hell. They try to take away our children. They make friends with the people who abused us. They make up false allegations, and they make every step an attempt to make sure that we are physically harmed. Society doesn't understand equality, because if they did, they wouldn't treat people who try to preach for it like this. They wouldn't have feminists.
That's because women are so goddamn catty. It's not even funny. That is a really tasty drink combination. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. If society wants to talk about equality, it's not a very equal society, or is it? And both sides get fucked with, so that's pretty equal. But sometimes one side will get fucked with more than the other when it comes to certain issues. So, exactly, if you want people to fight for equality, then don't bitch at them when they go to fight for equality. It just doesn't, it doesn't make any damn sense.
Who work and preach for women to have the right to use their voice, who say things like, we must always support women, we must always support other mothers, we wouldn't have those women turning around and demonizing, censoring, bullying, and putting other women's life at risk just because they choose to speak for men.
Yeah, it's extremely fucking hypocritical to see all these women screaming about gender equality and support other women, but then you demonize a woman who tries to support men as well. Slow clap for you. Fuck.
Does it scare me off? No, absolutely not. I'm going to keep advocating for you guys until I take my last breath. And I promise you that. Whether that's incentive for them to take it to the next step, I don't care. Bring it on. You're not going to silence me, especially not through fear. But I will say one thing to those women and everybody else who hates me, every man and woman who thinks that I shouldn't have this platform. I've spent the last year using my voice and reaching people across the world. And I can tell you that it makes an impact. Young men knowing that there is somebody that doesn't want to preach kill all men or peg all men, knowing that that person is out there for them means a lot. Because guess what? As women, we are constantly being fed some sort of validation. You are right. You are correct. Doesn't matter. If you can't pass in a career, don't worry. You still have value as a mother. Men don't get that. They have
drink. Women are always validated in our society, no matter what. You are absolutely right, Roma, 100%. Us men don't have validation. Men are not being pushed to, expand upon themselves. You know what I'm saying? Men are not, men are being pushed into this stereotypical male role. Mr. Fix It, shut up and hide your emotions kind of person. And, yeah. If women fail at a career, oh, it's okay. You can always be a mother. Don't worry about it. You know, the age-old joke, your wife says 2 + 2 = fish. And it clearly equals 4, but she's insistive that it equals fish. And eventually you just give up and you're like, yes, dear. Oh, yes, dear. You're right, dear. 2 + 2 = fish. I'm just a dumb male. I don't know any better. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. And, why men do that crap is because they don't want to have a fucking argument about it. They were like, you know what? Let her think she's right, and she'll find out she's wrong on her own time. Sometimes that's just easier than arguing with her. Because arguing with women doesn't work unless you know how. You know, there's a very famous comedian by the name of Bill Burr or Bill Barr. Now, geez. And he said something that kind of flipped a switch in my head. When it comes to arguing with women, if women are wrong and they know they're wrong, they will bring up your insecurities as a man. So you get pissed off, you call her a cunt or a bitch or a slag or a slut or whatever, or a whore. And she'll respond with, well, I know what I said was mean, but that's too far. That's it. No sex for 2 weeks, and you're doing the dishes. And then she just stomps upstairs. She grabs a blanket and a pillow, throws it on the couch and says, you are sleeping on the couch tonight. And you're sitting there or standing there doing dishes going, fuck, I had this argument. What went wrong? And it's manipulative as shit. So, this is one of those fight fire with fire. Okay? You want to win arguments with women? Here's the best way to do it. She brings up your insecurities, throw it back in her face, but do it in the most polite way possible. Maybe she's subconscious about her sister being the favorite. And maybe you're subconscious about dying alone, right? So like your girlfriend says something like, you're just going to die alone in some studio apartment. And then if she says that, what you do is you say, well, if I die first, then your bitchy sister's going to have to take care of you because you know she's the favorite and she makes more money. And then she'll bring up another insecurity. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing you have to remember, YouTube, is when you're arguing with your woman, women are emotional by nature. You can use that to your advantage. Using a woman's emotional side to win an argument, it's a cheap move. It's a dirty tactic. But guess what? Is it any better than what they do when they argue with us? And no matter how many insecurities she brings up in the argument, you got to keep a level head. Don't call her any fucking names. You know, dodge the punches left and right. You know what I'm saying? The verbal punches. You know what I'm saying? The verbal abuse. Just dodge it, weave in and out. Okay. Stick to your points. Stick to your points. Stick to your argument. And then as soon as she fucking flips out and calls you an asshole or a typical male or just loses her shits, classic female line, you look at her and say, honey, we will discuss this when you're a lot calmer. Right now, you're too angry. And the last thing she might say to you when you're walking away is, of course, you don't want to have a real conversation with me because you're not a real man. My mother was right about you. That's your last attempt at trying to pull a gotcha or I'm going to get you kind of moment. Just ignore the comment, brush it off, throw in the towel. You've already won the argument. Because as soon as you get pissed off at something she says, like, bitch, what the fuck? She'll pull that shit. We will discuss this when you're a lot calmer. Right now, you're being too hostile and because that's usually how couples arguments start off, as something stupid and mild, and then it escalates. Now, if you really want to get mean about it, let's say your wife is insecure about her sister being the favorites. I mean, like really insecure about it. Fucking use that in the argument, dude, and you will win arguments. You might lose sex for a couple weeks, but at least you'll win the argument. Yes. But be careful how you say it, because women tend to bring this shit up. Like, you could have a fight about something, and then you kiss and make up, whatever. And then as soon as the next fight happens, she's bringing it up again. Oh, like the last time we were fighting, remember when you said this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this? And now you're going, fuck. So keep that in mind, fellas. Even though y'all kiss and make up, that doesn't change a thing. She could still be pissed about that situation 2 years later. And it's like, why do that to yourselves? And then you immediately look at your girlfriend like, how the fuck am I still with this woman for the last 3 years? Like, babe, that fight was 2 years ago. How the fuck are you still holding on to that? That's what women are like, dude. Her best frenemy wore the same dress she wanted to wear to prom, and she looked better in it. And she's graduated. She might have graduated college, but she still hasn't let that go.
Have to work hard. Men's value only comes from what they can offer and what they look like. That's what we teach them.
Well, you say, Roma Army, that a man's value is how good he looks and what he can offer. That's what we teach them. To a degree, women face the same problem. How big are your tits? How good of a dick can you suck? How platinum is that pussy? Can you provide a housewife mentality for your working man? A lot of the things you hear, and it's like, men go through this crap too. They do. Finish processing. All right. So my food review video just got done processing and uploading. Beautiful.
So forgive me if I say, I'm not backing down and I'm not leaving, but I'm also not going to sit here and tolerate being treated like this by society. So, as most of you guys know, I released this video. Listen, bitch, if you're going to be dating my son, I have a couple rules where I did a point of view of me laying down the law.
I already talked about that one in the last live stream. Exactly my point, Roma Army. You cannot back down, no matter how bad it gets. You cannot back down, no matter how hard it gets. And you shouldn't have to tolerate, nobody should have to be tolerating harassment. We got some Di Serono and some cherry Dr. Pepper mixed in here, this glass of mine. And that's a pretty tasty drink combo, not for anyone under the age of 21. It's 21 and up. But yeah, exactly, dude. You can't let the haters get to you. How the hell did this video become an hour long already? Man, time flies when you're on camera. I tell you what. Warlord Campbell, I haven't talked to him in a minute. Hopefully he's doing all right. And stop harassing us with your shitty streams. Dude, no one's forcing you to fucking watch, dude. Like, seriously, I'm not harassing anyone. I'm over here trying to fight for fucking equality. Hello. All right, sounds good. I'll head down when I'm done doing my stream. All right, bye. Yeah. Sean is sitting right there. Yeah, we. You know what? And you heard what Roma Army said, that her voice has been her most powerful tool in making all this happen. What have I said on my streams these last couple of days? That ladies, your voice is your strongest tool. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, that's true for both genders, you know? Physical strength will only get you so far. Your voice is your strongest tool. Di Serono and cherry Dr. Pepper, that is delicious. It's got this like dark red color. We call it Cobra's blood. That's metal as shit. So would I recommend mixing Di Serono with cherry Dr. Pepper? Oh, fuck yeah, I'd recommend it. That is way too tasty, dude. But like I said, that's for adults who are old enough to consume alcoholic beverages. Who? And stop harassing us with your streams. Oh my fucking god, dude. You missed the point. I'm getting harassed for having a fucking opinion. But that's not nearly as bad. That's not nearly as bad as what other people have gone through. Yeah, I fight for gender and racial equality. Power to the people. Power to the people, man. Power to the people. Man, if you don't understand that, then I'm not gonna explain it to you. Because I shouldn't have to. Mm. Mm. Dude, you mix that just right. There's no burn. Just like it just tastes like cherry goodness. Mm. Hmm. Keep it going for a couple more minutes, and then we're gonna end the stream. Do hope y'all are having an awesome day. Chug, chug, chug. Keep the stream going. Aww. Maybe I'll do a longer stream later. Love what you do, man. Keep it up. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Order a steamy pizza. Well, I already did order a pizza. Actually, I ordered it for lunch. I did a review on Little Caesar's cheeser pizza. It's got the little mozzarella cheese chunks on the top of it. And I've had it before, like I said in that review, but I haven't reviewed it for YouTube, and it was good. Liquor chug. I could chug it if I wanted to. Sipping on it's just fine as well. But Di Serono and Cherry Dr. Pepper, oh my freaking god, dude, that is so fucking tasty. Like, I made mine a little bit stiff, as you saw, and that hit the spot, man. Like that's a good drink combo. Chug, chug, chug. I do have a little bit left in my glass. This new drink combo is called Cobra's Blood. It's cherry Dr. Pepper and Di Serono. Oh. Mm. 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 You too. Look at that pretty color on that drink. Yeah. No, I don't need to get hellaciously trashed, mind you. But this mixed drink is quite tasty, if I do say so myself. Mm. And then, just my good fortune, I got the last bottle on the shelf. When I went to the liquor store earlier, they only had one bottle of Di Serono on the shelf left. I was like, whoa. And we got some people to block. I don't even care. Not really, no. Like, the liquor you drink has nothing to do with your sexuality. And the fact that men cannot drink things like Di Serono without being called a pussy or this and that, that's the problem with our society. The toxic male behavior behind that. Oh, you're drinking Di Serono? That flavored shit's for kids, man. Real men drink Jack. Fuck out of here with that. I've actually been wanting to do this drink combination for a couple days. I've had Di Serono like once or twice before. And yeah. If you like watching Cobra drink on stream, you want to help contribute to that, donating a couple bucks to my PayPal is a great way to help with that. You don't have to, but it's greatly appreciated. My PayPal me link is in the description box below. If you want to help yourself out, get some tactical soap. Coupon code King Cobra will get you 15% off your next order when you go to the Grande Soap affiliate company link, which is also in the description box below. I am a proud affiliate for Tactical Soap. I love the way it smells, and women love it even more. It's just like, I don't have to get laid to know that Tactical Soap works. Put it to you that way. And if you want to smell like a lady, you want to smell like an alpha male, ladies man, get yourself some Tactical Soap. Honey, I'm telling you, your husband will smell so sexy. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't tell anyone that you got it, it's kind of fun too, because then men everywhere are going to be going, okay, what's that guy's secrets? Ever since he got this one soap, there's something different about that guy over there. Yeah, man, what gives? Every chick he walks by says he smells good. What's up with that? I'll have whatever he's having. The reaction from women I get when I wear tactical soap, I never get tired of it. I never. It's almost instantaneous, like, Jesus, that dude smells amazing. I'm like, yeah, ladies, what's up? All is fair in love and war, so fellas, gain the tactical advantage. I want to make pheromone soap for women so that when it reacts to the so that, like, when you're around a man who wears tactical soap, they play off each other in a hyperactive positive way. One of my fans reached out to me and said his girlfriend, who watches my videos, made her own pheromone soap for men, and she made it in honor of me. It's all black and green, and they want to send me some when I get my PO box. Which, when I get my PO box set up, I'll let you know. I won't be able to check everything all the time, but I'll go down when I can. Too much, just gonna ignore the comments. No, I actually like the way tactical soap smells, but honestly, if you see a pretty woman and she's wearing some nice smelling perfume, you're just like, oh yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a man who likes the way tactical soap smells. I'm attracted to of age women, actually. I have Asperger's, so sometimes talking to women is not my strongest suit, but when I wear tactical soap, I feel a lot more confident, and it's like having a wingman on your skin, you know? All the hate comments I'm getting are just laughable. Yeah. Aspergers are delicious. That's funny. uh, a chi ball. Let me finish this cigarette, finish my drink here. I'll give you all a chi ball. Oh, wait. Cheers, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. I appreciate it. Anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching the stream. I'll catch you cool cobras later. Subscribe for more.